What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'll be talking about my top 5 CYDIA tweaks November 2013, and they're pretty awesome if you ask me, but some people might be like, oh, they're not as good as the ones that came out last month, or last week, or I don't know. And that's mostly because all of our developers are waiting for the iOS 7 jailbreak, which is taking forever to come out, as it usually does. And for that reason, there aren't many amazing tweaks that have come out, but there's quite a few good ones, and that's what I'll be discussing in the following video, so stay tuned. Let's do this. Okay, so the first tweak we'll be talking about is for your camera, along with the second tweak, but let's get to the first one first, if that makes any sense at all. It's called Free Space Cam, and what it does, it allows you to see exactly what time you have, how much battery you have left, and of course how much free space you have left directly on the camera. So let me go ahead and show you exactly what that looks like. So I'm going to go into my camera. And as you can see on the bottom, it tells me how much battery I have remaining. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I take a lot of photos and videos, so it has happened to me where my battery just randomly dies in the middle of me taking an amazing shot of, like, I don't know, some guy doing a BMX trick, who knows. Or maybe your memory runs out because you only have 8 gigabytes like me. Sucks to be me, right? Or maybe you just have your battery and memory run out at the same time. So that's why this might help you out. It's fairly simple, but it's one of those tweaks that you don't realize how much you need it until you get it, so go ahead and get Free Space Cam. Now let's move on to our second camera tweak, and that is called Burst Mode. Recently on the iPhone 5S, I'm pretty sure, and along with every single other device they have, most of them this doesn't work really well with. On the 5S it works really well. Android's had this Burst Mode option for a while now, and Apple sorta just took it for the heck of it. But it is pretty cool. Basically, you just hold down your little camera shutter button, and it will take a continuous amount of pictures. I wish I could show you, but I'm afraid I can't record my screen and take pictures at the same time. Let's go see some of the settings. There's a bunch of them. If you don't know what you're doing, I suggest you should sort of stay away from them. The point is, hold it down. You can take some amazing shots of your friends, like jumping off a mountain or something. I don't know what you guys do. Hold time delay. You won't really necessarily get that. You'll figure it out when you get it. Burst mode interval. So if you put in safe, basically in case you accidentally respring or try to use 3 tweaks at once or something, and you might end up continuously taking pictures for hours on end in case it ever freezes. So that's why keep safe on unless you want to regret it. Usually nothing happens though, but safe is just a good way to do things. There's a few other features such as disable iris animation. If you have slower devices, these are your main things right here. And if you have faster devices, then of course these little things down here are good for you. You'll figure it all out once you go on to CYDIA, type in burst mode, and get that amazing tweak. Now let's move on. Alright guys, hope I'm not boring you to death. Let's talk about Glocon, and this one's pretty interesting. It's one of those tweaks that make your iPod stand out from all the other losers that are running iOS 7. Psst, ain't nobody got time for that. So this one is basically it makes your icons glow. Now I'll show you exactly what that means. Let's go into color, and let's change the color to orange. See how that looks. Then we'll go into opacity and change that to 0.5, I guess, that's middle. And finally, we'll go into radius and change that to 1.5. Now, let's go ahead and see what our icons look like. As you can see, this works really well with the theme I have, which, if you're wondering what it is called Colors, obviously. I mean, that's basically what the entire theme is. But it gives it that little nice outline on all your icons that just make it stand out a little bit more. Now, say you don't want orange. Let's go ahead and change that. Let's go on to Color and change it to, there's so many colors, this is such a hard decision. There is clear, by the way, in case you don't really want that much of a difference. Let's go on to blue. And voila, no respring necessary. In my case, that looks really ugly, but say you have a blue wallpaper, that might end up looking really nice. And finally, let's try out red. Let's see if this one works. Ooh, that looks pretty. I think I'll end up keeping that. Okay, so that's called Glocon, and if you want your iPod to stand out because you're just one of those people who love showing off, go ahead and get this tweak. I won't argue. Once again, it is called Glocon, and let's move on to our second to last CYDIA tweak called iOS 7 theme. This isn't necessarily a tweak, it's a tweak combined in a theme, I guess you could say, and basically it brings iOS 7 dock, folders, byte SMS icon, byte SMS, NC settings, photo app status bar, linen color, icons, keyboard, background, parallax effect, all that stuff directly to your iPod or iPhone, whatever you're running iOS 6.1 point something on. And if it's jailbroken, you can use this. And if you're one of those guys who are like, should I upgrade to iOS 7, but the iOS 7 jailbreak's not here yet, then you probably shouldn't, first of all, and you probably haven't. But in case you're still jailbroken and want to see some of iOS 7's features, you can get this and then go into, say, Winterboard. And inside of Winterboard, you'll find that there's so many things to choose from. So as you can see, you have iPhone's gray linen, blur linen, black linen. You have a bunch of other linens, Vlogs theme, status bar UI, iOS 7 Siri, the phone UI, the notification center. I can go through all of these, and I'm not gonna because I'm a lazy person, and you can go ahead and figure all that stuff out on your own. So that's iOS 7 for all you guys who are on 6.1 point something and just want some of iOS 7's features, and you're crying all night because you can't. I doubt that. And let's move on to our final Cydia tweak, which is called, I'm gonna leave you in suspense. I actually don't even know what it's called. Oh yeah, it's called Better Wi-Fi, and it really does make your life easier when it comes to better Wi-Fi. Let me just show you some of the settings this thing has to offer, because it has so many settings. So, there's general settings. So first of all, if you turn this little feature on right here, then basically, have you ever tried to connect to like a Wi-Fi outside, and because you don't have 3G on your iPod or something like that, because it's not possible? Well, in this case, it will only show you open Wi-Fi networks. So all those stupid networks that you have to type in a password for, those won't show up. Only open networks will be visible. Now, this might be annoying, or it might be really helpful, so whichever one that works for you. Then, of course, there's the little arrow, and what that does is, let me go into my little Wi-Fi settings, and I probably shouldn't show you this, but I trust you guys, right? So as soon as I swipe downward, boom, it starts scanning, and it tells me exactly how far away it is. Basically, if it's like a 0 or a 2, a -3, something that's good. If it's -92 to -100, that's not too good. Then let's go back. And as you can see, you can enable to show Wi-Fi networks only from here as well. So I'm going to scroll down back to Better Wi-Fi, and here you have your smart password lock. So if enabled, your iDevice won't ask you for a password lock when you're connected to a certain Wi-Fi. So say you're at home and you don't want to type in your password every 10 seconds, well, then you won't have to with this awesome tweak. But say you're at school and your friends like to take your iPod every 10 seconds, well, then you probably want to also use this because it's smart, hence the name. And finally, remove RSSI limit, and what that basically does is it allows you to force your iPod to search longer distances, as you might say. So Apple has like a limit on it that only allows it to search up to, say, -50. This thing removes that and allows you to search all over the place, and that will allow you to connect to more Wi-Fi networks when you're in those lousy situations in which you don't have Wi-Fi. Nothing sucks more than that. And that's about it. You can mess around with a few other settings that are in all these tweaks, or just this tweak itself. This is called Better Wi-Fi, Burst Mode, Free Space Cam, iOS 7 theme, and I don't know what the last one was called, Glocon. Okay, so that's going to be it for my top 5 Cydia tweaks of November 2013. I hope you enjoyed me talking fast, since people tend to like me talking fast better than slow. I'm like out of breath right now, so you should probably subscribe if you want more videos. And yeah, I talk faster than my AP teacher, God. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed my video, or if you're planning on getting any of these Cydia tweaks. This is me, logging off.